You're listening to the Murder Speaks podcast, the show that spills the tea about true crime. Here's your host, Wendy Hinbest.
Hey, welcome back to Murder Speaks. I hope everyone's having a great week. So today's real crime story is about Sherri Rasmussen. February 24th, 1986 starts off as a normal day. John leaves for work at 7:20 a.m. Sherri called in sick that day. John called her several times throughout the day, but couldn't get a hold of her. When he got home after work, he noticed shards of glass around the opening to the garage, and Sherri's car was gone. He walked up the steps to go into the condo, and he saw bloody handprints on the wall. He saw Sherri's body on the ground, and he couldn't find a pulse. The living room was a complete mess. It appeared there was a struggle at the door, but there was no forced entry. Sherri was shot in the chest, and there was a bite mark on her arm. There was a blanket with a bullet hole in it. It looked like it was used to conceal the sound of the pistol. The police talked to neighbors. Sherri's father wrote a letter to the police about her daughter's ex-husband. Her case went cold for 15 years. The swab of the bite mark was found, and it came from a female. They thought they were looking for two males, and it was not a burglary. It looked like the plan was to kill Sherri. The police question her husband again, and he tells them about a girl he was seeing named Stephanie. They both graduated from UCLA. In college, they lived in the same dorm. Sherri's parents mentioned the same girl to the police years earlier. Stephanie joined the LAPD. Sherri was killed with a .38 caliber, and that was the kind of gun Stephanie carried. Stephanie showed up at Sherri's house a few times, and she also showed up at Sherri's work and said if she can't have John, then nobody can. Stephanie worked in the same office as the police investigating her, so the police had to investigate her secretly. They followed her. She was having a drink with her daughter, and after she threw out the drink and left, the police collected the cup and took a DNA sample of the straw and compared it to the DNA swab of the bite, and it was a perfect match. They got her in a room alone and interviewed her.
What is the relationship between you and John?
It was kind of a weird relationship.
Hey, don't forget to check out crystalkiss.com for my murder merch. Cool designs for all of you true crime addicts. If you live in the US and buy 3 or more items, you'll get free shipping. Use discount code MURDER15, that's MURDER15, and save 15% on your entire order. Check out my YouTube channel, Murder Speaks. The link is in the show notes.
We dated. I can't say that he was my boyfriend. I don't know that he would consider me his girlfriend.
And while Lazarus answers questions about her past, a separate team of detectives descends on her house.
Teams had gone out to the house with a search warrant.
And once you guys split, were you guys still friends or kind of, is it friendly, not friendly?
No, I don't think it was not friendly. We were friendly.
Do you remember her name or anything, or what she did for a living, or where she worked, or anything about her?
Well, I think I'm going to say that I think she was a nurse. I can't remember how he said he met her. It's been so long ago.
We're trying to figure out what happened, Stephanie.
I'm thinking back now. You guys are bringing up all these old memories.
No, it kind of dusts off the comments.
Geez. I may have talked to her once or twice.
At a hospital?
Or more. And if you guys are claiming that I'm a suspect, then, I got a problem with that. Okay. Now you're accusing me of this? Is that what you're saying?
And you don't recall ever going into her house and having words and physically,
No.
If we asked you for a DNA swab, would you be willing to give us one?
And now it almost sounds like you're trying to pin something on me.
No.
Now I got that sense.
Well, what it gets to on these cases, and you know it as well as I do, our job is to identify and eliminate
I
suspects.
can't believe this.
Right now, from looking at the evidence, it's possible we may have some DNA at the location.
You guys have to do your job, and I guess I'm gonna have to contact somebody. So.
That's fair.
I mean, because I know how this stuff works.
Stephanie, you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes.
She was arrested and found guilty. She was sentenced to 27 years in prison with the possibility of release in December 2034. Well, it's a good thing they had that bite mark. Otherwise, they would never have found her. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode of Murder Speaks. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Join me again on Murder Speaks. Thanks. Bye.